If I could recommend one thing to real estate agents right now to get back on the train, to produce more, right? Because I know the majority of the industry right now is struggling, it would be to get back to the basics. Every Thursday, guys, I do a call in the evening with my lifetime members in my coaching, and these are people who are doing really, really well. Most of them have made at least $200,000 or $300,000 this year. They're building out their teams, they're getting investments, they're like the next level, right? Like they've made it past the beginning stage of real estate. And even in that circle, the people who are surging ahead, the people who are getting back on it because maybe they slacked off a little bit, but they're still doing really well. The common theme across the board has been getting back to the basics. Even if they're reinvesting back into their businesses right now, which many of them are, it's in some of these basic functions. And that's the one thing right now that I think that's plaguing the industry is we're too just glossy-eyed with all the complications and the clickbait stuff and oh AI and this and oh my God and automation. It's like, take a breath, get back to the basics. Again, recently and over the last 10 years, I've interviewed, I work with, I rub shoulders with and elbows with a lot of top people. Anybody who I know that sells 50, 100 or more homes a year. The vast majority of them, 90, 95% plus. There's a few outliers that might break these rules, but they're the exception to the rule. Most of them have built up databases. They're working their database. 30 to 50% plus of their business comes from their database. They still prospect every day, 2, 3, 4 hours a day. And they're doing the basics. They're having their agents do open houses. They're going door knocking. They're not doing a bunch of fancy stuff. Some of them have reinvested their profits, sure, back into their business, and they run some Google ads. They might, create some sort of social media post or little webinar that they push out and they put money behind. But I know most people in the industry right now aren't in a position to do that. Most people in the industry can invest in their business. They can't get coaching. They can probably barely afford their license and systems. So we need to get things going. Right now, you need to put pen to paper if you haven't. Get your database going and create it. That was the first thing that I did. If you've neglected your database, call them all, right? I'm going to post this video probably on Saturday or Sunday. Call them on Sunday or Monday. Call your whole database, whether it's 20 people, 100 people, or 200 people. Have the contact, leave a voicemail, right? And build out that system if you haven't already. I've done a ton of content. Maybe I'll do another one showing you guys how I built my database, and I'll do it again and repeat it for you. Keep it simple. Work them and build that list. You should minimum be adding 3 to 5 people to your database on a daily basis if you're having 30, 40, 50 live conversations a day. That's only 10%. When you get really good, like a lot of my students, if they talk to 30, 40, 50 people in a day, they're getting 10, 15, 20 people's contact information because they're having really good conversations and it's natural and easy to get that contact information. But let's start you out at 10% as a goal. If you can't do that yet, that's fine, right? Grab the free resources that I have in the description. I have that free sales quiz. You can head to my website. It'll get you on the email list. We're always giving out bonuses. You can get a blueprint for sale by owners and expireds and all that fun stuff, at least to get you started and get you in our ecosystem. All right. That's that. Work the database. Number 2, get back to the low-hanging fruit in real estate. Start your day contacting your sphere of influence, but the fresh expires and fresh for sale by owners. Loop back and also call older expireds from a couple months ago or a year ago and the older for sale by owners who have been sitting on the market for 3 months, 6 months, or a year. Start with the high octane leads. With those 3 lead sources right there, if you call them and contact them first thing in the morning, I guarantee you, once your skill set gets pretty decent, you will be setting appointments every single week. Then we can teach you how to pre-qualify and do all the other stuff, but you got to get back to the basics, guys. This is a people business. If anybody right now is selling anything to you guys, it's, fully automate. You don't have to talk to people anymore. You are insane. I know a lot of people in my personal circles who have implemented and try to go full AI, and some of their clients have called them complaining, saying, I don't want to talk to an AI bot, I want to talk to you. So yes, AI and technology is fantastic, but remember, people are also getting sick of it. They want to deal with you or your team members or a live human being, and believe me, as sophisticated as that technology is, and I'm working with a company right now, right? I haven't signed an NDA yet, so I'm not going to give the name, but I'm crafting a bot and I know my stuff and I can sound really smooth. But even that, using my lines, it's still obvious that it's an AI bot, right? Like it's super smooth and sounds good, but it's obvious, right? Some people won't know, but most people will, right? So it's not to say that AI and technology doesn't have its place, because it absolutely does. But I really want to make sure that you guys get this point. get back to the fundamentals and the basics. Hold open houses, host home buying and selling seminars, contact your database, go after these leads, get certified as a short sale specialist, understand the pre-foreclosure and NOD process, get in contact with divorce attorneys and probate lawyers, do 50-50 with a couple agents who do those deals. Learn. That way you can really pick 3 or 4 lead sources that you're going to niche down on and that you're going to specialize in, that's really going to help you start putting deals together. You got to build your business the right way. This is how you leverage yourself, by the way, against technology and all these disruptors, is by having your own database, having your own clientele, and really niching down with those relationships. If you have a database of 200 or 300 people right now that all know you, like you, and trust you, you'll probably do 10 or 20 deals just from that if you implement a basic system like mine every year. And even if AI comes or cheaper options are out there, because those professional relationships are established, that will be a strong hedge against any market disruptor. And I'm going to do a separate video where I break down how to hedge against market disruption and all this, because that's one of the number one questions that I'm getting right now. But you got to get back to the basics, y'all. I'm telling you, lead generation. Once you start profiting off that, then you can reinvest to get better systems, better dialers. You can invest in marketing, but it all starts with the core, because fundamentally you need robust systems and a robust skill set. Now, on top of that, I believe a non-negotiable support, but a lot of you don't want that, or you claim you don't need it. You'll learn that lesson, and that's okay. That's why I always recommend people check out my coaching and training platforms. I'm here to help you. I've already serviced thousands of agents nationwide and internationally, because I've coached agents in Australia, New Zealand, Europe, Canada, and some of them are still in my program right now, right? Shameless plug, right? But you're more than welcome to check that out. All my prices and courses and everything are there. Full disclosure, right? I don't hide anything. But you got to get back to that, guys. Once you get that going, the skills, robust skills and robust systems and support, man, you're off to the races. Right now, half or more of my agents on Team BC, whether they're new or not, are already making more than 6 figures or on track to hit that if they're in their first year. A lot of people in my coaching program, 20, 50, 100K months. Some people have had 150, 200K months. Hell, I've had people in my Agagi 90-day sprint program that have gone from not doing that well to 2 or 3 months later, because it's a 90-day thing, 50, 100K. I had one guy in Canada. He had 100K closing. I'm going to hopefully interview him and put him here on YouTube. Insane. Just implementing the basics. And all he really did, he focused primarily on door knocking and expireds. He would door knock some random doors, worked a sphere of influence, and did expireds. And he went from struggling and not doing stuff to, within a 90-day period, getting sales, and then having, I think it was 4 closings at higher price points that got him about 100K. I don't know if it was exactly 100K, but somewhere around that number, 90, 105, something like that. Remind me if I don't release it in a week or two, and I'll reach out to him and interview him. Basic stuff. People that I know right now, closing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deals, even now, during the slow time, in this market, still closing like crazy. It's basic stuff. And then some of the top dogs, sure, they're doing, advertising, Facebook stuff. That's fine. But that's that top 1% people who have huge teams, mega budgets, right? That's the top 1%. That doesn't relate to most people. Most people who follow me and who are on YouTube and who are running the real estate business right now probably aren't even doing more than 1 or 2 deals a month, if that. So we got to get back to the basics, y'all. I'm telling you, the basics will give you confidence. They'll help you build momentum. And then from there, you can catapult to wherever you want. And that's one of the most beautiful feelings, is to see somebody finally tune in and implement. And some of you may be doing okay or pretty good watching me. And with a few small tweaks, maybe with your database or with your skills or with your lead generation or picking the right lead sources, you could potentially 50%, 100% increase your production like this. And you may think you don't need help, but that's the biggest thing. Even if you're doing well, I guarantee you, if I work with you, I can double or triple your production within 6 or 12 months, like guaranteed. Because I can look at your business and talk to you, and we can really assess it, and I can poke the holes in it that maybe you don't see. You don't know what you don't know. But this is why you guys need robust skills, robust systems, and support. It's super, super key. Get back to the basics right now, and it will pay off. If you can thrive in this market, you will crush it when things become a little bit more normal and not so sketchy. Because you have to remember right now, we're in a skill-based market because the media, news, and social media is anti-real estate at the moment. Too expensive, interest rates are high. Back in the day, right, you had low inventory, you had a booming market, and the media, social media and mass media, were on the side of real estate. Now everyone's against it. So in a way, you're going to have deeper and better conversations with people, better connections. Like right now, if you haven't, build up strong investor clientele lists. I have developers that I work with, I have investors that I work with, and I relaunched my investment division of Team BC. And by the way, if you're interested in Team BC or my investment division, reach out to me and we can chat and see if it's a good fit. But I'm building that out too, because investors in any market are buying, right? I got assigned a 125 unit project in Georgia that I'm selling, right? That we've actually sold a good chunk of during a bad market, right? With the new relationship that I created with the developer, right? That's how it goes. But basics. I was hired because I've mastered the basics, and that's what you need to do too. I get it. All the bells and whistles. I understand people want to stroke their ego and be the man on Instagram and YouTube. Forget it. Focus on the basics. It's better for you to not be Instagram or TikTok famous and actually put deals together than be like a lot of these clowns online who are, oh, I have a huge following, but when you have a conversation with them, they've closed 2 or 3 deals this year and they want to brag about it because they didn't have to cold call, right? I'm telling you, like I interviewed Tyler on here. Doesn't even have social media. I think he made 150 grand 2 years ago, 200 grand this last year. And now that he's coaching with me, I think he's on track for 250 or 300 this year. And we're planning on helping him get to 500K next year. And he still doesn't even have a social media. All he does is cold call. I finally introduced him to door knocking and it led to him getting his first $1 million deal. But he's really on his way up. I'm telling you, get back to the basics. You'll thank me later, okay? Hit a thumbs up for the algorithm, comment if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.